These are the people who I want to appeal to. Make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.
Oh, welcome back. We're about to break things down with Jenny. Just like that, we are Live.
Don't worry.
It's a fun Friday.
I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes we start the conversation without you, but we try to catch you up once we get back on air. And it is a fun Friday.
It is.
Jenny is back.
I'm back.
Welcome
back. Evidently broke it down, moved out.
It shocked me. You haven't seen yourself on the
idea.
Christmas.
Our Christmas card.
You're like the best judge ever.
And, they put you the perfect spot. It was after the first boy band in the commercial. Stephen, Louis, and Daryl, and you went crazy. We did too when we saw it. Don't worry.
So,
Good morning,
we're about
Belize.
to
Good morning,
definitely,
Belize.
and again, welcome back home.
My mom and dad are here visiting.
Oh, hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
They're probably still, like all our parents, watching and saying, "Oh, look at my daughter."
That's my baby. So we're about to break things down, the family dynamics at Christmas, and what it means, and how people feel about it, how the family feels about it.
Yeah, we don't think about this, and I have to tell you, I love Christmas because I love having all my family together and spending time with them and getting on each other's nerves. But not everybody looks forward to it.
Right, not everybody
Yeah.
does. Not everybody can, really.
Yeah.
But I made it not more than just for family. I'm talking
great.
about all the other things that can cause the blues at Christmas time.
Okay.
So Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
The rain's coming.
Yes.
Stop it. Don't bring the rain too early.
But not for everybody.
Yeah.
So I have this season tends to trigger anxiety and depression in some folks.
Yeah.
Right. Also, it can create financial problems if people are not careful.
Yeah.
And I know folks who, they go to the borrowing establishments where they can go borrow quick money.
Loan sharks.
They people go
Pawn
and put
shops.
themselves into expense for Christmas, and then in January everything hits them.
Yeah.
Sometimes before Christmas it hits them how much they've put in.
Yeah.
It can be very, very stressful at Christmas time, especially if you're taking on a lot. If you're the one hosting Christmas,
Yeah.
and when I say hosting Christmas, you're doing the cooking, you're doing all the things. It can be very stressful.
And it's a lot to get done. From dressing the house, prepping for meals, getting all the gifts, and ensuring that everything is perfect.
I look at Tina.
Oh gosh,
She's stressing,
And it's common, I think, with all families. Maybe the men, and even the men, because I know a lot of times they have the responsibility, unfortunately, or way of growing up, to paint the house, wash the house,
Change the linoleum.
Yeah, do all the manual. There's so much work going on.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
is.
Yeah.
And we do, it's like spring cleaning. We do spring cleaning at Christmas.
Yeah.
We go absolutely crazy about cleaning up the house.
Yeah.
One other thing, it can be very lonely for some people. For shut-ins, for people who are divorced, people who have had a breakup, can be very, very lonely. And so those are some of the things, right? Now,
That's a sad
what
one.
are some risk factors for holiday depression? Well, sometimes people have these unrealistic expectations. They're buying presents. They borrowed money to buy presents, and so they're expecting presents in return. And sometimes the other people either don't have it, don't want to go into the expense of getting something for that person. And so those are some of the things that I think people need to talk about beforehand. Let's have a limit on how much we're going to spend on gifts, because when you have a big family, if everybody's getting a gift, and you might have 10, 15 people, you can't go out and buy $200 presents for everybody.
And not everybody has the same income, and that can be a challenge at times. Yeah.
So you really have to think through and talk to each other and say, okay, we're setting a limit of X number of dollars.
But one of the things that I think could actually put that at a actually at a low in terms of not making that family feel away because you don't have the money to, or you don't want to spend that amount of money. I always believe in that you get a family-sized gift. There are a lot of things that you could do for a family, and everybody is able to use this one particular gift.
What about
You've got your TV now. There are little devices that could actually enhance your TV.
I have to get for each one of the kids in the family.
So,
they would look at me and say,
what happened with that? But there are a few items that are, especially right now in today's day and age, that are actually good for the entire family.
But it is a good option. It's one option, yeah.
You know, like maybe a tablet for everybody to share or something.
Or a board game, I guess.
Yeah,
which is very good.
Right.
Very good.
Perfectionism. We want everything to be perfect. That curtain has to hang just so everything has to match. And we go crazy if you can't find the tablecloth to match the curtain.
And the shower curtain.
Yes, you gotta go to every store
and all the bathroom accessories.
Perfect coloring.
I have a good friend of mine, I won't say her name, don't worry, who stayed up Christmas Eve ironing her curtains.
What?
Because it's so important. No, I mean like it was so important. Like, and I just said to myself, there's so much to do. But it's all the details that we get so overwhelmed with. So you're right. Some of it maybe we should let go.
I think people need to think about the things that you can do to have a less stressful holiday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And perfectionism is one of the things that you really need to look at.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Forgetting self-care. During the holidays, people are running around doing all these things, getting everything, and forget to take care of self. They forget to rest, they forget to get enough sleep, they forget to go out and exercise, eat properly, and then they're drinking more over the holidays because everybody has drinks and they're offering. So it's really important to not forget self-care, right? Keeping up with the Joneses. You know what that means? You know what that means?
Brief me up, I don't know.
Okay, so it's when people want to the neighbors, they want to keep up with their friends. Oh, I went over to Marlene's house and she's got this big Christmas tree. It's beautiful. It looks like somebody's decorated it. Well, I want to find those decorations. So,
or neighbor has a full outdoor set of lights. I need a full outdoor set of lights. Even though I can't afford what my neighbor has. So it's like keeping up the impression.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And there are lots of people who do that.
I think this is actually the ultimate when it comes to the stresses, because the reason why most people go all out is because some people go all out. Yeah. And that's what you want to match up with.
Yeah. And some of us can't. We can't, and then that creates stress for me.
Then the loan shark, then the bank.
Right. Right. Financial irresponsibility. When I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses, I am going into debt. Either I'm going to have to pay real soon. I mean, at the bank, that has an interest, right? Or I go to the loan shark, I can't get back the stuff that was important to me because I don't have that money. January, they say is MAGA season. For good reason, because I have to start paying back all these things. And so these are some of the things that create the risks for some of the problems of becoming the blues.
Now, it's hard to think of, I don't want to come off judgmental. Like, how do you tell how do we say to people that you don't have to do all the extras? In other words, if I'm already in a tight financial position and I'm gonna take care of getting my kids gifts, and maybe I don't have all the extras for the house stuff. Brand new decorations every single year. People change their colors every year. They change their rugs every year. They change sometimes furniture or reupholster. Maybe cleaning is better than new furniture. But how do we talk to people about making those particular decisions?
I hope that this is a conversation that we're having now.
Of course.
Save if you want to change your Christmas tree, the colors on it, save all the ones from last year, and maybe do it alternate years. You don't need to have purple and fuchsia and all this other stuff. Yeah. From year to year, people don't remember. You're the only one that remembers that I need to look different.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. I mean, some of these ornaments are like $5 each.
And having somebody come in and put that up for you, because people are doing that now. Yeah. It's very expensive. Yeah. And for what? For 20 days? because you keep your tree up until about a week after Christmas. And so you're going to all this expense for a tree, for the rugs, for all these things, just for a few days.
Yeah.
And then you're suffering and paying this back 6-8 months, sometimes for a year.
Yeah.
Following
Yes, and then they're
Christmas.
just getting over last year's Christmas debt.
And then you go back in and put more
Yeah.
debt.
More on yourself.
So I really hope that people would think about how to have, a fun Christmas. Think about the family, the reason for the season. I'm going to go into that in a minute. Some more risk factors: increased alcohol use. I just talked about. People are offering drinks. You have to really
This
be
is a heavy
careful
drinking
yes.
season.
But you can pace yourself. Don't be afraid to use a soft drink or water or something in between drinks, so you don't overdo it. Family conflicts, that's a big one. If there are some families when they get together over holidays, breaks out into quarrels and fights because everybody, starts having their own little whatever. Sometimes they only come together for Christmas or for the Christmas holidays because that's traditionally what's done.
Yeah.
But then all the sibling rivalries, all these things come up,
bickering.
and it becomes very conflicting.
Probably stem from alcohol consumption because you had too much.
All kinds of things. So hopefully people can resolve somebody has to back away. Somebody has to be the bigger person and not engage, right? And have a conflict at Christmas time, which is supposed to be the season of love, right?
And also when you combine the two, if there is like an issue already and you're not particularly interested in going and hanging out with family, but you do it because it's the right thing to do, and then you go and you drink a lot of alcohol. It's like the fuel that
And then
you need.
stuff
It's actually
breaks
the
out.
match, not the fuel. It's a match.
Yes.
To start up the
absolutely.
fire.
Absolutely.
There are many ways to it. And then one of the things that went through my mind as we spoke about this is actually mom and dad bickering because of probably the amount of money that one spent. What do we say to these couples? Because this is actually the reality.
Before going out to buy, sit down and talk. Remember that whole communication thing we've talked about all year? Communicate. How much money are I going to budget for Christmas?
Be on the same page with it.
Yes, you've got to have.
Because it goes either way. Some men want to go out and overdo, and some
Yeah.
women want to go out and overdo.
And that's the next thing I was going to go to, because I might not want to say anything because my wife will tell me, that's not the money that we have, and we need to be strict about it. But I'm so into it, and this is what I want, so I'm going to get it. There's no communication between the two, or even if there is communication, somebody will get upset. How do you deal with this?
Got to have the communication before Christmas time and settle on a budget. I'm serious. You can get some nice ornaments at the cheaper stores,
You can
really
make them too.
nice ornaments. You can make ornaments with the kids. And in fact, the kids enjoy that, so you can put it up on the tree. All the trees don't have to look like this. The tree is personal. It's personal.
My tree doesn't look like this.
I know. it personalizes your tree.
Yeah.
But it's really important to have that conversation before December.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's talk about losses.
This is a hard one.
This is a tough one because at Christmas time, sometimes this is when people are thinking about their loved ones being with them at this time of the year.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have bad feelings.
Yeah.
And so these things come up, and these cause anxiety and depression. Okay.
Especially if they've lost loved ones around this time. Now, this is the thing that I notice. The sadness creeps in without the person realizing,
It's called anniversary losses.
Yeah. And it's like, the person may suddenly say, I don't know, I just feel down. Like, I'm not feeling Christmas at all.
Right.
What do you do?
Well, the thing is that what I try to do, and I want to say it now to the public, is that if you have someone who died, say around Christmas, New Year's time, like my grandmother died Christmas Eve. The thing is that you, just like you said, you start feeling like, I don't feel the Christmas at all.
Without building in the connection.
But people need to think about, okay, so what has happened? And if you think back, you will remember, oh, my granny died, or so and so died. That's called an anniversary loss. acknowledge the person. In fact, what I suggest people do is maybe have a little altar with a picture of the person on it, light a candle, and remember that person.
Yeah, they're right there with you, especially in talk.
Yeah, remember that person. So acknowledge the anniversary losses, but be aware that they will come up and you will feel badly. It happens.
And it's okay to feel bad.
It's okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Breakups or divorces are really, really great risks for depression during this time. It's the worst thing is to have a breakup in the month of the month of December.
But even
really
if it's your first Christmas alone, that would be hard.
And that's what I have here, loneliness. Your first Christmas with make friends. Go see people. And if you don't know anybody and you're too shy to go make friends, go visit the people at the elderly people's homes. Go visit shut-ins. Right? Go to the children's home. They don't have any families that come in to look for them. So go get out of yourself and go do something like that.
So while we say that, there are a lot of people who probably are in the situation, but they're so afraid to to socialize because they don't want to build a bond and then lose again, because the thought is there, I have lost and I don't want to build that bond, so I lose again. What do you say to these people?
You're going to have losses throughout your life. As long as you will live, you're going to have losses. The thing is to get out from behind it and reach out to others. You've got to do it.
And again, they should know that it's not a bad thing.
It
will happen.
It's not. Life goes on. You continue to make new friends. You make new relationships. Things happen. You grow from it. Learn from the experience and grow from it. Okay. Mental health issues can also be a trigger, okay?
At this time of year.
At this time of year. So people need to make sure that their loved ones who have mental problems go in for their meds before the season or before the things close down. Have your medication available.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also what they call SAD. It's seasonal
affective disorder.
We
We don't really get that here though, because we have the sun. In Alaska,
wow.
in Adak, I lived in Adak for a little bit. Adak, Alaska, 6 months of the year you do not see the sun, and so that's called seasonal. Because you get really down,
Your body responds to daylight. Even if we have like a rainy weekend, it does that to you.
6 months of that.
Yeah.
6 months of 24 hours of darkness.
My wife can't handle 2 seconds of rain.
But we don't get that here, thank goodness.
Okay.
No. Tips for beating the holiday blues. Be realistic. Okay. Be realistic. You know what you can afford. Don't go outside of it. It's really important to pay attention to that. And again, I'm telling you, have a budget. Sit down and figure out how much money you can afford and stick to that budget. Don't go out of it.
Okay.
You can give smaller gifts. All right. Less expensive gifts. And I say cheap, less expensive gifts.
Yeah.
And if you know what your family, what your friends like, and if you've been paying attention, you can start buying things from January, February. Buy things and put them aside as you see them. After the holidays, prices go down on things.
Prices go down on things.
Buy them then.
That's never gonna happen for me.
I went to a spot.
I shop last minute, and that's just how my mind works. And I've always said I'll start early. And then
that's always a
if
thought.
I try to think of what to get people, nothing, blank. And then suddenly, when the pressure's on,
you see
it flows. Yeah.
See, for me, when I'm out, because I love window shopping, I look and I'll say, and I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Because at that time of the year, it's much cheaper.
Yeah. It's true.
As you go down towards Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the prices go up.
Yeah.
The day after Thanksgiving, things are cheaper again, but then they go up again. And the day after Christmas, they drop again. So that's when you buy.
I went to a particular spot and I saw a towel and I said, this would be a good gift. How much people want a towel? I swear, we need to change things.
Are you serious, or is this a joke?
Look at Marlene's face.
I'm just trying to figure out if it's a joke or
They are wonderful items. They are wonderful items in a store.
You know what? I wish I got you for KK. I would buy you a towel. Problem solved.
Happy birthday, Snuff. But there are wonderful gift items out there.
But I will tell you this. In all fairness, I remember once a coworker, actually Janelle Janona and I joked about it. She once bought her nephews, I think at the time, cartoon character towels, and it was a hit with them.
It was a hit.
So the cartoon character portion.
These things are good.
Okay,
I'm just saying. These
So
are
you're
wonderful
not that
items.
far off. That's what I'm saying, right?
We'll give him a frozen. Towel frozen on there.
I think we'll give him a super Wonder Woman. Okay, but here's the thing. I also think it's very helpful, and this is my personal tip, because I have a very, very big family, and we've tried the KK, we've tried everything, but ultimately, I love giving gifts. I think the thought that goes into gifts is great, but figure out how many you have to buy, because what can happen sometimes is maybe I spend so much on one,
yes.
and then I feel bad, and I say, well, I can't spend on this one and not spend on that one, and then your budget just inflates.
Right.
If you decide how much you're going to spend on each one from the beginning, if I have 17 gifts to buy, I decide how much I will spend on each one,
Yep.
and then go from there.
But again, I'm gonna tell you, start early.
Yeah.
If you catch sales, and if you know, you know
Yeah.
your sisters and what they like. And I'm telling you, when you're out walking around, suddenly you see something and it's like, that's so and so.
Yeah.
And I pick it up.
Yeah.
And then people always go,
I
how
have
do
to
you
resist
know
the
this?
urge to give them immediately, though.
And that's the thing.
That's the
That's the
thing.
thing. That's
And
the
that
thing.
happens. Oh, I go anywhere and I say, oh, they love that.
Christmas or for
You
birthday.
have a box. You have a box in a room, and you put them in there.
Okay.
Push it away where you don't see it.
All right.
Seriously.
Deal. Next deal.
But be realistic.
Yeah.
Stick to a budget, right? Work with what you have. Okay? Don't go out and decide that you're going to do this marvelous tree and buy all these things, and then you don't.
You don't have any,
Yeah.
You don't have enough ornaments, so you have half of the trees green and nothing's on there. Work with what you have.
Yeah.
If you have ornaments, figure out how you can make them all match up and do what you can with what you have. Don't put yourself to extra expense, right?
Yeah.
Help others. Get out of yourself. I'm really big on you getting out of self and helping people. Go visit the shut-ins. Visit shut-ins. Go visit people at Sister Cecilia. Those folks, go get a group of young, go sing. They don't care how bad you sound or how good you sound.
The song is.
Go sing for
They
them.
want interaction.
They love
They
it.
want that.
They
They want that.
absolutely love it. Just go sit down and talk to them.
Yeah.
Remember the season. Remember the reason for the
reason
season.
for the season.
Drop in at the church. Drop in at your local church. Don't pass the church. You pass the church every day, but for the Christmas holidays, step in and go remember why we have a Christmas season.
Yeah.
I would take it as take it another notch too, and say, you know what, get together as a family and say a prayer, because what that does for you, it actually put you with a mind at ease. It put you at peace of mind, knowing that, you know what, we could actually make it throughout the next year, and that simple prayer would push you there because you've got the mindset too. I think that's very good.
Also, you setting the example for the children about the importance of prayer and the importance of going to church.
Yeah.
Be fine. Practice self-care. Very important. Take time to drink water. Take time. If you're the one cooking, delegate. Get people to help you. You don't have to be the star.
Ask for help.
Ask for help.
That's a tough one for a lot of people because they don't want for folks to spoil. They don't want any spoilers. So
they
hear
can
what
peel potatoes. They
you're not.
can boil eggs. They
There you
can
go.
They can help with things. But the thing
Yes,
is,
you
people
can't help with the Christmas meal, John. Don't get out of it.
I'm the one who cooks.
Okay, then yes, you can get help.
help.
Although I believe Nats need the break.
Yeah, she
There's no
does.
point. There's
She
no point
does.
in becoming really overstressed
Yeah.
when there are other people in the home that are willing to help but are afraid to ask you.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay?
and I'll throw this out for us men, that we should always understand, and I like the fact that you say that, Nats needed the break. We should always understand that we're not here to enslave. And so for the Christmas season, get up and help and see how nice the
Especially
feeling of
right
that.
now.
That's a great
Yeah.
feeling. You're not
Yeah.
here to enslave. Help with your family.
That's right. That's right. Be financially responsible. Grieve. Don't, we don't practice the art of grieving. And the thing is that we've had losses, and we've had losses in the month of December. We've also had losses that we will feel during the month of December. It's okay to grieve. And if you feel that you need to cry, it's okay to cry. Okay? I'm really serious about this. Respect your body, respect your feelings, cry if you need to.
And celebrate the season still, because some people get so caught up in the sadness that they're like, well, I don't want to.
No. I'm really a big one for having an altar with the person's picture, lighting a candle, and saying, I know you're here, Grandma. I know you're here, Auntie.
Yeah. Or we miss you.
We miss you.
I always say the greatest gift to man is the gift of memory. Yeah. As long as and you tend to have happy thoughts by having that good memory, and these are the things that pushes us
And don't be afraid to talk
over.
about the fun times you all had together, right?
These are nice things.
Now, one more thing: forgiveness. This is something that we don't. A lot of folks say, "I could forget, but I know to forgive."
Do we know how to forgive?
I could forgive and I know to forget. The thing is that let me just say this. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for me. So I know to carry you wrong from my back like one baggage.
Oh, that's a good way to smoke it out, Jenny.
Yeah. I need to forgive you so that I can move on.
Can you say that again, please? Forgiveness is not for that individual.
That person.
Forgiveness is for you.
Me. So I don't carry all the angst, the anger,
the disgust.
I'm the one getting the cancer. I'm the one with the stomach problems because I have all this stuff going on inside of me when I'm not forgiving you.
Yeah.
So I need to forgive you so that I can move on and be happy with my life.
I always feel that when I hear people talk and they say, I saw so and so, and my blood start boil, and I feel everything all over again. And I think exactly of what you said.
You just said.
Yeah.
You don't even know if they feel that way.
Yeah.
Maybe they do, but it doesn't even matter. That person has more of an effect on you now than when you were friends in a relationship or having any kind of relationship like a family or co-worker. Why give them that power?
Excellent point.
They have all your power. You're the one, and they forget about you. They're fat, them are happy where they are. Totally forget about you, and you're carrying.
You're the one carrying all that burden.
And getting ill.
Goodness.
And getting ill. Seriously. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I like
Forgiveness.
that.
I love it too.
Forgiveness.
I love it.
I ended with that because I think that that's so important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
The opportunity we have with you, of course, as a mental health therapist, to talk about these issues that we don't have wider discussions about is something we really appreciate. So thank you very much.
All right, Jenny, thank you, and Merry
pleasure.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, look for that commercial.
Yes, you're gonna love it, love it, love it. We'll be back in a few. When we come back, it will be with the top placers of the Raspberry Pi Jam. That's coming up after the break.
Yeah.
So,
These are the people who I want to appeal to. Make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Just jump right back on.